Hey guys, so we're gonna do a spirit talk. Now, this one's gonna be I kind of wanted to do this a little bit of the midterms, a little bit of a collective message. As I know we're all kind of bracing ourselves for anybody, of course, that has been, following them, paying attention. I hope you're gonna vote. Now, my ballot, I still gotta drop. It's getting dropped this weekend. It's all filled out, and I was just talking about. I did a little quick live in Facebook. Oh, and by the way, new digs. I finally moved. We got bigger space. So Tiana's been wanting me to do this for a long time. So I did, well, when I did the live, I hadn't had my tarot. You can kind of see there's the decks. Look at that. That's packed with decks. That's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, that's pretty much what I got there is just stacks, stacks, stacks. And there's some stacks on that lamp too, which I put together by myself. And a bookshelf of spiritual books. So basically, the deal was with Tiana when we moved, because she hates it when, as you guys probably remember, at times I'm doing reads and she has to walk by. She doesn't want to be in the camera. So I agreed that home office, where I do my work at home job, downstairs, because now we have a 2-story. Yes. But upstairs, I will do it in my room, my reads, which we'll have to figure that out, because if she's sleeping and I'm loud doing reads and recording stuff, but it's okay. But she's out tonight, so it's all good. It's all good. And so we'll figure it out. But so far it's going good. I'm liking the energy in here. I've got different now. Capricorn girl, she's in a box somewhere. Everybody's used to that behind, and I'm probably gonna put her somewhere. I still have a whole wall right here in front of me that I'm going to put some stuff up, because I want some good positive energy. But yeah, I just was like, okay, I'll do my room. That'll be my tarot space. So I've really kind of set it up. It's a bedroom, but it's the tarot room, and it's working. I'm making it work. And I've got the Buddhas all back there where they're normally in front, and you guys couldn't see them. Now they're in the back. They're all kind of back there with some good energy, kind of keep everything clean, uplifting, hopefully, and good stuff like that. So that's where I'm at right now, and I'm not done unpacking. We have so much stuff, it's unbelievable. So anyway, so one of the things, when you go through your decks, there was a lot of them that, there's some that I religiously use, like, of course, Thoth. And I even made sure to count them to make sure no cards got lost in the move. And they're all there. That's pretty good. But I'm not going to rethought tonight. I'm going to do for a collective kind of a little bit to brace ourselves, what Spirit wants to kind of say to us. I've already read some of the midterms and done some predictions. Check them out. I know somebody had commented, well, what's going to happen with the House Senate? That's I linked them to find that one. But if you want to check them out, they're all in there. And after everything is said and done, I'll kind of go over the predictions, which ones. To be able to get them all would be kind of hard, especially when you're dealing, which I try to explain to you guys that, whoa, it's windy out there. It's like, whoa, spirit noises. The free will of so many people of the collective. So just do my best to interpret what Spirit's saying, because I know how this goes. Things can change, perceptions, but we're dealing with the most likely outcomes of certain people. But I did find this one deck, and I guess I should give it credit. It's cute. It's like, Dear Universe. I wish, and if I could ever figure out so it doesn't read backwards, I will figure out a program for that. But I switched to laptop a while ago. But anyway, it's just kind of a Dear Universe. So I was like, let me pull a card. I'm very curious what it would say before I'm going to do this kind of collective message here. And so I pulled the card, Dear Universe, teach me how to make the best of any situation I'm faced with. And I'm like, oh shit. And so yeah, let's just make and you know what, that maybe that's all we can do. That no matter what goes down, whether it's blue or red or because we're not going to be happy with everything, of course. You can never get that. There might be some areas someone wins, someone doesn't. We just got to see what happens. But I know we're all kind of sitting there very curious who's gonna be kind of a dominant force. Is it gonna be a red dominant? Some people are like, oh my God, are we gonna become a Christian nation? Are we gonna have freedom? And really, just like I was saying today, and when I went live in Facebook, any extreme is not good. I don't want to see an extreme left any more than I want to see extreme right, because there's some, extreme left stuff. I don't think that that's going to help anything. We got to kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And I wish we could have a talk about things, but I know how people are. Okay, I know how people are. So, either extreme. We know that with the Dow. When you go to one extreme, what happens? Okay, the other is born, and everything gets crazy. It gets wild and crazy. But I'm going to give a collective message. But I know, I just happened to see this kind of pop up. I was kind of gleaning YouTube, and, sometimes I'm in, I like to hold up the iPad to show you guys, because like I said, I don't know how to do the cameras. I'll figure it out one day, guys. I'll figure out a program and get wise with this one day. So I'm just, keeping it simple, stupid as I do these, videos. It's about cards. But I did find this. It looks like this is TYT Sports is the channel. And it says, comedians troll Herschel Walker voters straight to their faces. So let's check this out. I haven't seen it yet. We'll kind of, if it's too crazy or something, I'll start over a video. But for fun, let's check it out, and then I'll get to a kind of a collective read what Spirit wants to say to kind of brace us for whatever's coming, right? Yeah, let's check this out. Hold on a second.
People ask me, what are you going to do for the election?
Yep, let's. There goes Obama. Hey, Obama.
You think abortion is murder?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because...
So do you think that Herschel Walker is a murderer if he paid for an abortion?
Well, like I said, we've all done bad things. I mean,
murder is that's one of the worst you could do, right?
Warner can't repent of his sins, but...
totally unrelated to Raphael Warnock. If Herschel Walker paid for an abortion, and you think abortion is murder, does that not make him a murderer?
It's according to what you want to call murder. I mean, if you see somebody breaking in your house and you kill them, is that murder? If you accidentally run somebody...
Is abortion murder?
Well, if you do that, a premeditated taking of life, I think that is murder.
Here we are once again with MAGA wrapping themselves in pretzels.
I don't understand this.
Premeditated taking of...
Okay, so that, by your definition, if the allegations are true, he was a murderer. But that's okay with you because he repented.
Well, what is sin is sin. I mean, some sins are more long-lasting.
The smile from co-host Jason Selvig kind of says it all here, doesn't it?
I have supported our police officers. I've called them and I've prayed with their families, like those officers lost in Cobb County when they were killed, doing what police officers routinely do. You can support police officers, as I've done, through the COPS program, through the Invest to Protect program, while at the same time holding police officers, like all professions, accountable. One thing I have not done, I've never pretended to be a police officer, and I've never threatened a shootout with the police.
And you know what's so funny? I am with many police officers, and at the same
there it is.
Mr. Walker.
There it is.
Mr. Walker, excuse me, Mr. Walker. Please, out of respect, I need to let you know, Mr. Walker,
that you're a
very well
douche.
aware of the rules tonight.
That's what you need to know.
And you have a prop.
Yes.
That is not allowed, sir. I ask you to put that prop away.
Well, it's not a problem. This is real. And he said I have a problem. I never worked with law enforcement.
It is considered a prop, Mr. Walker.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
You're very well aware of the rules.
Do you think Herschel Walker is claiming to be a police officer?
Honorary police
Right.
officer. He just did it to show people that, there were a lot of stories being made up.
And so because there were a lot of stories being made up, he flashed the fake badge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Credit to the good liars, because they are showing you just how hypocritical these folks are. They've trolled MAGA when Trump supporters whined about Cleveland's baseball team changing their name.
When I saw Trump, I mean, come on, the guy's a genius.
Yeah.
Media goes around telling us that he's stupid.
Right.
He's an idiot.
Right.
The guy's a genius. I mean, look what he did with his construction companies and stuff, you know?
Well, he did go bankrupt a couple times.
He did.
And then expertly trolls Trump supporters with this. And as we show these clips, I think back to this quote from Donald Trump.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
And then see this video across my timeline.
You think JFK Jr. could speak at this rally tonight?
I don't know who's playing Trump at the moment. It could be JFK. It could be Jr.
Like actually wearing a costume.
Actually Hollywood costume makeup. I mean, top notch that you can't even tell in front of you. You couldn't tell it was not Trump if it wasn't Trump.
Where is Donald Trump?
He's protected. He's king of the world. You saw the passing of the arms over in UAE, didn't you? United Arab Emirates, where they handed him the sword. The passing of the sword. Only the king touches that sword.
I think I missed that.
Yes.
While your new double oven is taking care
Woo!
of dinner and dessert,
Woo!
you're remembering
Okay,
how to
okay.
for all of
Hold on,
those
close. Just had to give a laugh. But you know, this, that, I don't know, man. There's some people, I love the poorly educated. Oh my God. You know, but really, Trump has no right to talk about anybody being, you know, poorly educated dumb. He's poorly educated, yet he had a paid for education, but his teachers all said he was a terrible student. So, you know, that's, you know, just a little bit of an example. Some people, you know, you know, a Republican can do God knows what. It doesn't matter. They're going to vote for him anyway. And that's the thing. Even though there was a whole lot of this stuff about, you know, people for abortion. So you can't reach people like that. So the only ones really that can be reached, and I made the comment before, those women, you know, that are at the ballot box that either were, you know, maybe they were victims of domestic violence, maybe they did have some kind of situation like that happen, you know, that it will be just, I can't do it, or some people that really do have some kind of, you know, moral values, like this guy's kind of fake, he's kind of a liar, and also, you know what, this guy's kind of dumb. You know, I just don't think he'd do a good job. But there's still going to be a lot of people that will vote for him anyway. You know, they'll for some reason buy his rhetoric of being reformed, which I've already made the statement to you guys. I don't want to go on it too much. I already got a couple of videos on him. But if he was, like, say, redeemed, reformed, and now a Christian, then when this stuff came forward, as somebody who was redeemed would own up, yes, I did that in my past. It would be so much simpler. And it would probably be, people would be like, well, that's great, he owned up and he admitted it, versus lying. You know, just say, you know what, back in the day, you know, I was, you know, with this person, or I wasn't a good person, I was cheating on my wife, I was doing things, you know, I had domestic violence, I was real bad. But, you know, I found the Lord, and now my views have changed, you know, on abortion and things, and I realize now, because of, you know, Jesus, my Lord and Savior, something, you know, and yes, I did do that, yeah, I wrote that check, he didn't even do that, he's still lying, which shows he's not reformed, that this is lip service, talking about Jesus. Okay, this is lip service. We know it, but, you know, some people don't care, and you saw him. I showed you, some people really don't care and stuff. So what we're going to do is just kind of sit there. Like I said, if you want to watch my predictions, check it out. And then after all is said and done, I'll kind of sit there and kind of look at maybe what happened and things like that. But let's just kind of do a kind of a collective message. I already pulled that one oracle card, but just see what kind of spirit has to say. You know, just what kind of message do we have here that we need to kind of, you know, brace ourselves for. So we'll just kind of, and I figure I just pulled out Gilded, you know, a little bit softer than Thought, though, you know, I could easily grab Thought, but let's just, you know, for a little more lighter, you know, kind of energy, just a wee bit, not too light though, not too light. I see, look at that. I see that Hierophant there, which, you know, can be a positive card, spiritual teacher and all that stuff. But, you know, we know there's a lot of people worried about some kind of Christian nationalism. and things. And then we've also got the Nine of Cups and everything, who's, as far as certain kind of achievements and everything, who are going to be those who, achieve the big win. But yes, a lot of people are worried about that. And, which really, if people want to be Christian and they want to be free, and hey, even if they want to have some crazy ass views, more power to you. But we just don't want those views, at least, probably people watch my channel, those views becoming the law, and everybody has to be subject to them. Let me lower this just a little bit more there. Okay, so you can see a little bit better. It doesn't, that's fine. You do you, friends, but that's not what I want here. Obviously. Okay. And everybody should have freedom of, speech, religion, and of course we have Elon Musk. And I'm telling you, right before the midterms, all of a sudden he finally sealed the deal, and he owns Twitter now. Right before midterms. Keep paying attention, guys. Pay attention. Have your antennas up. Okay, this is. I want you to see that Hierophant going away. You pop it up again. Let's see if we can shuffle back in. But yeah, it kind of popped up again. Just keep paying attention. We got to be very awake, aware, and observant of what is happening. But don't fall into, at the same time, dumb, weird conspiracy theories. Okay, be careful. Be careful. And stuff. This is people obviously think about it. Obviously, he must see some value if he's willing to fork out that much money, okay, for a social media website. Okay, because think about it. That's you got. It would take a little bit to be able to profit strongly off that. Maybe not too much, but it's a serious investment. It's a very risky investment, and. But when you have power like that, especially over, the public and perception, the news, the information, okay, who can speak, who can't speak, all that's a lot of power, okay. So we'll see. We're at 3. Okay, that's almost there. Okay, all right. So let's kind of check it out. See what Spirit has to say. Well, just kind of give us a message. So we got the card, the Fool. The Fool is the very first card. A couple things here. One, the Fool can be very positive. Take a leap of faith, trust Spirit. Obviously, Spirit wants us to, to trust, them, the process. And I know we're all kind of nervous about that. But also, there is always can be the flip side at the same time that there is just foolishness. Okay? So we want to be on the right side of the Fool, I guess you could say, which beneath that Fool, there is a wise person. Okay? But, others, there's not. There's just straight up foolishness. So just be very, very careful and cautious. Like I said, watch your mind. Don't be foolish and everything. Don't be following people that the blind lead them blind here. What do we got there? Okay, wow. So we've got sitting here the 3 of Wands. So we've got that, when the ship comes in, the moment arrives. Also that kind of looking at the bigger picture kind of thing, and there are going to be those, I swear I got an Elon Musk feel when I look at this card, just the way I feel. Because I just feel like that's kind of him, kind of looking on the horizon, that this is kind of a big moment for him. Even he's going to play a bigger role than maybe some of you realize, as far as, politics and the election. He's looking at something here. And I know that, I guess one of the things I was kind of saying to somebody tonight is he friend or foe? Because he does seem to play both sides. He talks out 2 sides of his mouth. You never know exactly what's going on with him and everything, but he clearly knows what direction he's going here. The 3 of Wands, that person has kind of made up their mind with the direction. I see that ship. I really feel like the ship of Twitter. you could say. Which, you know what, there might even be just some. Let's just play with this for a minute. Bear with me for a minute. I've just got, sometimes something comes to my mind. I think I might have seen somebody say Twitter is a sinking ship, or is he going to sink the ship? Just let me see. I could swear I saw something like that. Let's just play with it. Sometimes Spirit gets real specific. Hold on one second. Elon Musk and Twitter and sinking ship. You know what I forgot about? When I was talking about sinking ship, and then it brought up all the articles about him coming in with the kitchen sink, right? The sink, think of it, sink. Sinking ship, sink, as I was kind of talking about. Now this ship, it has not sunk, but there's something funny about that. Elon Musk makes flashy visit to Twitter headquarters carrying a sink. And where I know there's, you know, like you could say, you know, that could be, you know, metaphorical for, you know, take it all but the kitchen, you know, take it all in the kitchen sink, all that. What if what he does not see, what Spirit is saying is sink like a ship? And Elon must be maybe wanting to come in and give one message, but there's another symbolic thing that is going on that he does not understand. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So see, that's why I knew about the sink, but I just, something about, you know, something about it and everything. And then let me just, what is the meaning of Elon Musk and the kitchen sink? Just see. Here it is and stuff. And somebody is kind of wrote an article. This is on Dario Oz. Let me see if it'll open. Give me a moment. Come on. And then also somebody said, let that sink in as a thing. So that's kind of funny. One of the world's richest men is now in charge of one of the world's most influential social media platforms after Twitter, which has more than 230 million users. Which still, really, Facebook has way more than that. But you know, it's still very influential. And let's see. But yeah. And then I guess he had tweeted the bird is freed and all that. But yeah, I'm trying to get to, okay, entering headquarters, let that sink in. Okay, so that I believe is that let's let it sink in what's happening here. He's got to, you know, he's coming in. Yeah, that could be one meaning and stuff. But it's just but Spirit, what I'm saying, I don't know why I just had, you know, he's got a plan. Okay, he's got a plan, and I see that ship, and I just think, what if he sinks that ship, and then he walks in with a sink, and I know he might be saying, let that sink in, or what the hell ever, you know, and the meeting, you know, taking all, even the kitchen sink and all that shit, or maybe it's but the kitchen sink, but coming in with that kind of message, sink, see, I feel like he's walking and trying to be symbolic with one thing, but it could end up later being symbolic for something else. In other words, he might, it may take some time, which I probably need to do a reading. I did the reading that he would get Twitter, and that was before it all went down. If you, I put it in community, that was before it all was said. You know, I told you, you get it. And even with this stuff he's trying to get, I told you get it. But I have a feeling he may sink it. Something about it. His Spirit was like, I want you to Google sinking ship. Even though I didn't get the word sinking ship, I got sink. And then I'm like, oh yeah, the sink. Sinking ship. And so, see, he doesn't even understand what kind of symbolism he thinks he's got going. But Spirit's like, I'm sending a message to people that you don't even know you're doing and stuff. So this is why you always got to pay attention. Pay attention to symbols, signs, synchronicities. Symbols are powerful. Okay? Symbols are powerful. All that stuff is powerful. So it's good sync. All right, but anyway, he's going to play a role, especially not only these midterms, you know, with there's only a few more days, right? but even, of course, the presidency. And I know a lot of people, will he come back? Now, I know Trump has said, well, I'm going to come back if I... He loved Twitter. He loved Twitter and stuff, believe me. But we'll look about that. We'll look about that. That's kind of, oh, yep, here we go, the world. The world. It's like, I feel Spirit's definitely talking about, definitely what's coming up in elections, but pay attention to this character and stuff. Everything all over the world and stuff. There's so much going on and stuff, but one of the ways, especially, to control the narrative, obviously we know that, control the narrative, with the mind, the media, this is the time, and I feel like one of these Spirit is definitely saying, which I know you guys are smart enough to know this, and stuff, I know my viewers are smart enough to know, is we got to be very discerning during this time with all the information coming. I feel like you guys are getting smarter, I know some aren't, but I feel a lot of people are getting smarter, that I need to be careful, what people I listen to, what I'm following, and things like that, and just always, really try to use my mind and everything. Where somebody can be saying it's free speech, and I'm gonna allow, whatever. Okay, they can be all saying that, but power. When I've talked about the Seven of Cups card, it's always the card right at the end. The dragon in the cup represents power. And that's the one thing when people ride the dragon. Inevitably, especially the dragon could ride them. Okay? There's a lot of players. Kanye West is, or Ye West, I should say, he's going to play some roles. Be prepared. He's already played a big role right now. There's a lot to watch on that, too. I don't love it. Oh, he crazy. There's still some stuff going on. It's a little bit different. I may have to do a second vid on him a little bit later, though. I'm gonna see how that all plays out. The Devil Reverse. And the Devil Reverse. Now, remember, one of the things, we're talking about and everything, we've got, obviously, lies, deception, and all that stuff. But you know what? People are getting free. People are determined to get free of all of that. And that's that reversal. That's what it's about. That, to me, is especially when kind of the lovers start, getting unchained. And so I feel like, that's why I'm saying, I feel people are starting to get more and more in tune and paying attention. Like, wow, just, manipulated so long and everything, they're getting it. It's happening. Okay, give it time. Okay, but people are just really, they want to break free of this, and stuff, especially, the negative aspects, of the world and stuff that has a grip on people. Oh, God, I'm sorry, bring you down. Oh, there it is. The Seven of Cups. Oh, shit. Sorry, I was sitting there talking and I forgot to bring it down. But yes, just like I was saying. Now this one, matter of fact, where is the dragon? Oh, okay. Now Marchetti, he designed it a little different. Normally the dragon's at the bottom, but the dragon's right there. I saw one cup, power. Okay, and I've talked about this before. Now this one here has a rose in the center. But normally that's going to be the hooded figure that almost has a Jesus-like appearance, with the hands out in the hood and everything, which, we could say, the rose, really, growth, beauty, love, the heart. There are so many things, but the center cup, normally the Seven of Cups, is the one to really watch. That's the positive one. The head for vanity. I've talked about this before. Vanity, just, a beauty could be looks, infatuation, all that. You can see a lot of that even in, Instagram, and everything. And then, now this one, let me see. We've got, yes, the jewels to represent wealth. They've got a little different. Castle built on the sand are still there. And the birds, that one's an interesting one. What would that be? That could technically, no, that's not going to be the fame one. This one, I'm going to have to look at this. I know this is the wealth one. He's doing, I got to remember which one he's replacing the birds with and everything. So that's more, because see, normally there is also the snake for like the, like say going into kind of temptation and so forth. But this one, there's no snake, which is kind of interesting. I'll have to set that aside. But either way, that dragon power. Okay, a lot of people are getting that, but we got to be focused here, in the center, the heart and everything. and all the trappings. Be careful. But many, and I know there's going to be a lot of people trying to hook in various ways, okay, to create illusions. This is a very illusory type of card. It can be very manipulative, so we got to be careful. Lots of casting illusions. But yeah, sorry about that. I should know that, but that's not the typical. It's normally the snake is normally there. Okay, so let's kind of go ahead and see what are some energies we're going to leave behind, though. Hey, there's still some I'd love to leave behind, but let's kind of see what we got going on there. Okay, so we got the 2 of Pentacles. Wow, remember we were talking about ships. Okay, here we go. This one does have a ship in the background too. Now, one of these, I guess, with Twitter, that's one of the things, and really we could even say the media and everything, it's been kind of, the battles especially that's been going on, with social media, it's just, we got to look at it this way. I feel like this is what Spirit's kind of saying. It's a little deeper than that ship. It really even, or something like Twitter, which is kind of, I know they call it the town community, whatever, or something like that. But it's kind of a reflection of, say, if we were going to kind of look at the country and the way people are, we got to be in this together. And it's not going to be, one person wins and a whole bunch of people lose. Because if we don't stop this battling, that's really, you could say Elon, with whatever lets things happen and then the ship sinks. Well, that's going to be very representative of the whole country's things. Okay, and this is the thing, it's kind of struggling there, but this one looks, of course, a little bit better in the moment in the 3 of Wands energy, but, the waves are a little calmer, but is the calm before the storm? Okay, but we've definitely had some storms. Things are kind of settling, trying to get the balance here with the 2 of Pentacles energy and so forth. I feel a lot of us are trying to kind of wade in the waters and not go down, ourselves. But the thing is, we're all in this together. Just like this planet, the world, we're all in this together. And that's what I wish people would realize. People cut off their nose to spite their face. Okay, like say let me take freedom from these people. Eventually they're going to come for you. Okay, if you could take freedom from certain people, eventually, who's to say your freedom won't be taken? So people got to stop being stupid. Let's kind of look at that. So we got the 9 of Wands energy kind of coming up in there. I know one of the things, look, you got to always pay attention to your art. I always teach you guys, and that can be about that fire energy. And I know a lot of people are angry. Okay, this really kind of makes me feel a lot of people are just, they're on fire and they're angry. See that volcano? See how it's exploding? Okay, that is concerning to me as I'm kind of looking at this. Something told me to pick this deck tonight. Okay, that volcano, there's a lot of stuff that is just, about to blow. Okay, I hate to say it. Spirit's kind of warning. And then we got this rider coming out. But one thing is where the 9 of Wands can be, positive card. It can be. But that volcano, okay, that's what Spirit's saying. Like, man, be ready. We've got to be ready. We got to brace ourselves for this. That something's about to go crazy and stuff. So we've got to be prepared. We got to keep our wits about us and stuff. There's a lot of people, that are getting nervous about it. Now, let's kind of, I keep doing this to you guys. I'm talking to you. Okay, let me go ahead and look at what we got here. Oh, yeah, 10 of Pentacles. Reverse. Okay, this is one of the big things that is, of course, affecting the election. I was just talking about the live, and I mentioned it in my vids. People worried about, money, inflation, and everything with the reversal, losses of money and everything. And, of course, even the rich worry about money. We know all that. But, this is, especially when people are affected personally, like they're seeing this, inflation issue and, trying to handle the cost of living. They're tired of being taken. I know right now a lot of people say want to blame the Democrats or Joe Biden because he's in office. That's the way it always works, right? You're going to blame that guy. But the thing I was saying that I wish people would look at, see that world card, right, is that inflation is happening all over the world. It's everywhere. Just like Europe, is about to go into winter, and the electricity, many people may not have heat. Germany, of course, is another big one. things are happening all over the world. If anything, our gas prices are better than other countries. Our utilities and paying for electricity is better than other countries. Okay, so we're actually doing better, believe it or not, at least when it comes to certain costs, than others. Is it still terrible? Absolutely. Gas too high? Yes. Cost of living? Yes. Rent, of course, ridiculous. Of course it is. But then, like I said, you go to Europe, people are paying thousands of dollars just to pay for electricity right now. And there are going to be people with no heat. Okay? So, I just want you guys to remember, even though a lot of people are like, oh, the Democrats and everything's expensive and all this, it's their fault. If we get a Republican in, they'll fix it. I know, they play this game all the time. This is a game. They play this all the time. Okay? It's a global problem. All right, just remember that. All right, so let's kind of go ahead and look over here. What's something? When I look at the feelings, attitudes, emotion type section, I want to look at it kind of, really as kind of a whole. What Spirit wants to kind of symbolize. The way people feel it, the way they're kind of looking at it. Okay, so we've got the Hermit reverse and stuff. And I'm going to pull one more next to it just to kind of take a look-see. And we got the Five of Cups. Oh, that says a lot. Okay, so... the Hermit, especially, these could be, your wise teacher, and there is a reversal. Very often when I see the reversal, that is that those people, it's time to come out of the cave. It's kind of bringing out the light. So this is a good time. Those that have wisdom, those that could be the teachers, the leaders, and everything, they're the ones who really need to come out and kind of speak. There's, just like I showed you, some people, they're just not, they're not using their wits, but people need to come out there and kind of share their voice, share their wisdom, especially, those that could maybe, shed some light on the situations and help others. It really needs to happen here. They exist. People, I'm hoping this is a hopeful thing, as there is a reversal, that more people, with some kind of sense and decency will come out. Okay, we need this for our sanity. There has to be some kind of balance. Okay, but then we've also got the Five of Cups. We got to kind of brace ourselves. Like I said, that some things may not turn out the way we want here, but there is still always an upside. There is still an upside that is coming, that following it, there will be that. Okay, so it doesn't have to be all of a loss. Now, what's interesting, I know it's obviously not an American flag in here, okay, but, he's kind of like holding the flag, and he's kind of, let's just say it was an American flag, okay, but, he's just kind of broken-hearted there and clinging on to something. I feel like there's, a lot of people are trying to kind of cling on to a way they want this country to be, for themselves. But what we got to kind of get down to, something here that we got to start working together. It's never been perfect, of course. It's never been perfect the way it has been. But we've got to like go, look there and be like working together. We've lost a lot. There's obviously the losses already. There's so many things that have gone wrong and stuff. So we got to look at, okay, there's still a couple things there that are still could be positive and good, and maybe we could turn this around. But the way people have an idea of maybe turning things around, like I said, by going to these extremes or something, is not the answer. Okay. All right. So let's kind of look at the environment section. We'll just pull one. We'll kind of see what they got. The Magician. The Magician. Now, the Magician can be a very positive card and definitely about manifestation. But there could also sometimes be a little bit of a dark side. And this is what I want you to kind of look at here. Is sometimes, like remember I'm talking about, casting illusions. Okay? Certain things before your eyes. Magician can do a lot of things there to be able to kind of use a little bit of trickery. So, we love the Magician card. Yes, we do. There could be a lot of positives. But in this particular case, okay, in the environment, there's a lot of people, what I'm saying, that are trying to cast illusions. And so you got to be very discerning. I know some people, like, they may say, this is what I'm going to do for you. This is what I'm about. And there's a whole other thing behind there. And I know a lot of people, a lot of Americans, just like me and you, are all fed up with it. Of course, somebody come in there, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do for you, and actually does the job. That would be nice. That never happens, though. It never freaking happens, does it? It really doesn't. And everything. So then we've got the card Temperance. So I know, it's reversed, losing patience. But remember, guys, a lot of people want certain things to happen now, especially with the Spirit, and stuff, with certain changes. And, just like a lot of Christians want that rapture. Hurry up, God, hurry up. We're always on Spirit's watch with certain things to happen. That's just the way it is. What's the outcome? What does Spirit want to say here? The outcome, ooh. Knight of Swords. Oh, God. Okay, for those who follow me, who's the Knight of Swords? Who's the Knight of Swords? Who's the Knight of Swords for me in the reads? That's Trump's card. So this is the thing. Okay. No matter when it's all said and done, okay, with the midterms, which I know is kind of the dawning of the presidency. Now, I haven't read yet if, is Trump going to run? I mean, you know how he is. And stuff. And there's a whole lot playing there because I know Trump has a role to play. I've talked about it extensively. There is a role with it. Maybe I'll have to do another video on it again. I don't want to give him the entire attention of this. But right now, as that card is in the outcome, I mean, whether he runs or not, he doesn't have to because of the influence that he has had. But I want you guys to understand that it's not even about him per se, more as he's become a symbol for something. He's become more of a symbol, and I'm still not getting these clean, for something, a representation. So really, it's not just a matter of one person, Trump. It's kind of like, I am legion, we are many. There are many at this point, you could say. That there are many Trumps. The thing here with the symbol is this MAGA stuff is here to stay for a little while. We have to deal with that. Okay, it's going to be a while before any of this kind of dies down. So going into midterms, the influence is still there, and that's the thing that Spirit's like, yeah, it's there. And so, I know a lot, there are those, obviously, like I said, if you're on my channel, you probably don't want to hear it. Myself, make it go away, make it go away. And, and so as far as like, there's certain indictments, there's certain things that are happening, I'm telling you, it's like Spirit has a plan with this one. If people don't get this stuff together, they're going to get exactly what they asked for. And then when they get it, they're going to regret it. That's the bottom line. That's the way it is. Mark my words. And, but the energy is there. So the thing is, as we're kind of coming into this, right, wrong, and different, the way it is, this thing, it is kind of what it's become like back in the day, if politicians were going to lie, they were very convincing, oh, no, and stuff. But now, they're very discreet about stuff. But now they'll lie right in your face, and they'll say the craziest things. And even when they're caught red-handed, and see, that's why Herschel Walker is a good example. Caught red-handed and things and still lying. People are like, I don't care. I don't care if he's lying. He's Republican. He supports Trump. I don't care. He got the Trump touch. It don't matter. That's my guy. And that's a scary thing. And does that bother the Spirit? Well, it's real hard. I mean, as far as getting in the mind of the vast. But I mean, sure, it's just like, I sometimes sit there like, what are people doing? What are people doing? What happened to the content, the character of someone? Honesty, integrity. I mean, think about it. just bear with me. Just bear with me. If you happen to be a Republican watching this, let's just bear with me, okay? See, I've got a MAGA on here, Trump supporter, whatever. Okay. See your kid comes home late. Hey, they come home about, I don't know, they said, be home at 10. But they come home late now, but you found out, that, okay, say it's your, let's say it's your daughter. Let's say it's your daughter. And she was supposed to come home at 10. She was supposed to be at a girlfriend's. But you got wind from around the neighborhood. She wasn't at a girlfriend's. She's coming in creeping. She took her shoes off so she could walk in quietly. But you found out she was with the guy. With a guy, and she got a boyfriend, and you found out she was at a party. And you found out she was drinking and having a good time and dancing on tables and twerking and all kinds of shit, right? And then you found out that maybe something else happened that daddies and moms don't want the daughters doing at a party. Okay? And then she comes in. Okay? And, she kind of, you catch her trying to sneak up the stairs. And you're like, okay. You were like, wait a minute. Flip on the lights. You and your wife are sitting there in the chair. Where you been? I said, I was just at, I was just at Stacy's. We were just watching TV. I fell asleep. I didn't, and be like, you lying. Okay. Well, no. You were with the boy. I already got the call. I already got the. Okay, right. So anyway, if she sits there lying and she's doing all this stuff, okay, what are you gonna do? Okay, for one thing, they're a teenager. You understand that. That's what they do. I get that. We're talking about a younger thing, but you're gonna teach them. One, you shouldn't lie. You shouldn't especially lie to your parents. Shouldn't be sneaking around. And there are certain rules of the house. And if you break the rules, there should be some kind of accountability. You probably get a ground. You're probably going to do that, right? Either way, you're teaching your kids the rules. You're teaching them to be honest. Maybe you're taking them to church, reading that Bible, to have some integrity. And if they're caught lying, if they're caught, being... whatever, you're going to come down like the law. You're going to, you're trying to teach them some morals and values, just like if you don't want your daughter smoking cigarettes, or you don't want them doing drugs, or things like that, or maybe you don't want them being a bully, or whatever. You're going to try to teach them to be a good person. Okay, so say you are that parent teaching your children all these things, but then they see you watching Trump or Herschel Walker on TV. And they're clearly lying. And they're clearly saying bad stuff. And they're clearly sitting. And you said, that's a good man. You sit and watch TV. Yeah, he tells it like it is. Yeah. And then your kid's like, what? Daddy, what? Didn't you just come down on me for lying the other day? What am I grounded for? If you think lying is okay, then why am I grounded? Why, why, so see, you can't sit there, as a person, as a parent, and talk about all these things and raising kids right and teaching morals and values and all this, and sit there and pose it on them. And then be voting for people that are the opposite character of what you're trying to instill in your children. What do kids think when their parents are dressed up in red, white, and blue, okay, going out, armed and everything, like a bunch of fools, supporting this, and then come home and then be talking about morals and values and, and let's say your prayers before bed, little Johnny. Okay, little Deborah, listen to your prayers and everything. If don't be lying. You make sure you're honest. Be good to your mother. Okay. So think about that, guys. Think about that. What you're trying to teach your kids. If you're following certain people, you know, or you're going to vote for them, or you're supporting them, and they're watching you watch that TV, or talking to your friends and everything. Well, that Herschel Walker paid for abortion, but you know he's redeemed. You know, I mean, even a real dumb MF knows he's lying. You know, well, it was a check. Everybody, he seems like a good Christian man. You know, maybe I don't know. You know, he's changed. He's changed. Come on, we got to teach. You know, we got to be better. We got to be better. So don't sit there. You have no right to sit there and try to tell your kids that you shouldn't lie. You know, you shouldn't cheat. You shouldn't steal. You shouldn't, you know, whatever. If you're going to support people who are the opposite of what you're trying to instill in your kids, you got to think about it, because this is why this ship is going to sink. Okay, if we keep giving a pass to all the wrong people. Hope you enjoy my talk. And get out there and vote.